question, to tip or not to tip? That is the question. I see this debated a lot online, right? We have your people who say, people don't deserve tips. And then you have other people who say, yo, listen, if you cannot afford the tip, then you shouldn't be using the service. So, it's a lot of back and forth. So I was scrolling my timelines, right? And then I came across this this lovely video of this woman who packed a lot of stuff, a lot of heavy ass stuff. And then once she got to, the customer just like didn't want to tip. The customer was like, hey, yeah, I know you carried all that heavy stuff, but I'm not tipping you. I'm just not doing it. And then, as you can expect, the delivery driver wasn't happy about it, and in my opinion, as she shouldn't be, right? Because if I carry in all this heavy stuff, it's like the least you can do is give me a couple extra dollars as a way of saying thank you. But I get it, right? On the other side, the customer did pay over $400 for their stuff, so it's like I spent enough money out. Why do I want to spend even more money giving you money? You understand? So I understand both sides of it, but I don't know. I just feel like, if it was me and the person was like, and I ordered a lot of heavier items, I would have the decency to be like, all right, I'm gonna give you a couple of dollars. And for everybody who know me personally, you guys know how cheap I am. But it's like, come on, come on. But anyway, we're about to watch the video in full. I didn't watch the whole thing. I wanted to watch it with you guys and give you guys my reaction. This might be a longer video, so I hope you guys got some free time. I appreciate you. But before we get into that, of course, make sure you guys subscribe to my YouTube at ReactionVideo. We just hit 716 subscribers, so we are working our way up. We are going to hit 800 before we know it. If you can subscribe, I will love you forever. And of course, man, follow my Facebook page at ReactionVideo. All right, let's get into this video. Yes, full screen.
Work it was and why I you can see how much work it was and why I should be getting a tip because of how much work this was.
No, you don't deserve a tip. You certainly don't.
Why?
Off the rip, it's like, look, right? The delivery driver is very entitled, but I get it. Like, it's like that was a lot of work, but at the same time, delivery driver, you accepted the job. You did. You definitely did. But I can understand, the fact that you put in a lot of work and you feel like you deserve a tip, but tips are optional. You're not obligated to receive a tip. But at the same time, it's like you cannot look at this person and then you see that it's a woman and she has all of them heavy items that she carried probably without help, just for you specifically, and you're gonna tell her she don't deserve a tip? You shouldn't be. I don't know. I'm torn here. I don't know.
Why not?
You're crushing the ramen noodles for one with it. Yes,
the ramen noodles are perfectly fine.
No,
I don't know what you're talking about.
No, they're not.
They're perfectly
I just saw
fine.
you crush them.
They're not crushed. And why does it matter anyways? I'm
You're
taking
not
it back to
good
the
at
store.
your
They're not
job,
for
so
you
why would
anymore.
you get a tip?
They're not for you anymore.
Yo, I'm taking it back to the store. They're not for you anymore, so they even matter from crushing them. Yo, imagine paying for something, right? And then the delivery driver say, oh, you're not gonna tip me? All right, bet, cool, I'm taking this shit back. Yo, nah, I'm not gonna lie to you. That would be a different conversation. Like you just gonna bully me into tipping you? That's crazy. You just gonna bully, like, that's crazy. But like I said, I get it. She put in a lot of work, lifted all that heavy stuff, had to find it, pull it, and put it in the car, and load it up, and then drive it to you. I get it, man. So I'm gonna do all that, and then you're not gonna tip me on top of it? Nah, you right. I'm taking this shit back.
I just told you why I should get a tip. I had to pack all of this in my car and bring it to you guys and unpack it.
They both make great points. I'm sorry. I'm gonna let it go.
You did not pay me. You paid the
I paid
delivery
for this
app.
food, okay?
You paid the delivery app. You did not pay me.
So my question is, right? She says she paid the delivery app, right? And as somebody who does delivery and has done delivery, like you see how much you get paid before you accept a trip. right? As far as I know, I don't know what delivery apps you use, but still, like you're getting compensated something. You're not just out here just doing it for free. Like the tip is like extra money on top of what you were already promised on the app. So it's not like you didn't get nothing.
Do you not understand that? No, I'm taking all of this back.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
No,
you guys can get your refund, and another delivery driver can deal with you guys. I'm not going to deal with it anymore.
You're stealing.
No, I'm not stealing it. I'm taking it back.
How do we know you're going to take it back to the store? How do we know you're going to take it back to the store?
You'll get a receipt. Trust me.
No,
you'll get your receipt.
I won't.
Yeah, you will. So I'm gonna go take it back to the store.
I just don't.
I don't need all this stuff, so I don't have a reason to have it.
This
so I'm gonna take it back to the store. I don't care how much it was.
You're stealing.
I'm not stealing it. I'm taking it back to the store.
No,
What
you
don't
are.
you understand?
You are. You're gonna go
Clearly,
to jail.
you're not understanding because I'm telling you right now, it's going back to the store. You guys can get your money back, and you can hire another driver.
You can't just take things.
Go ahead and drive another driver.
No, you can't take.
Go ahead and drive. Get another driver to.
You can't take things that don't belong to you. You clearly don't understand how this. To confirm the order, it's my property.
That doesn't matter.
Do you not understand what property
get your refund back so that I don't have to deal with you guys anymore.
No, you're gonna lose your job.
No, and at this point, I'd rather lose my job than have to deal with you guys.
Come on, listen. Come on. Like I get it. Like I said, right? You're upset you didn't get a tip. For one, you probably gonna lose your job regardless. And two, look. Before we continue. Right, I've heard that this may be a skit. I don't know if this is a skit or not. So, if this is a skit, they did a damn good job. I'm not gonna lie to you. This looked real to me, all right? So, if it isn't real, all right. But for the sake of this reaction video, for the sake of this video, we're gonna take them at their word. You understand? I bet. I just want to get that out the way. Now, I get it, right? You are upset. You did not get a tip. That sucks. You did a lot of work. Sorry to hear that. But being fair, you accepted the trip. Tipping, you know, as somebody who does delivery, because this ain't your first delivery, ma'am, you know tipping is not mandatory, it's optional. So when you accepted that trip, you saw all those items that you had to load up. All you had to do was like, oh nah, F this. I know, me personally, right, if I would have seen all these items, I looked at that and would have been like, I think the fuck not. I would have seen all them items and be like, I'm a cancel that. I would see myself out. No, thank you. I'm canceling that. But instead of doing that, man, you accepted the trip. You accepted it. So you cannot get mad. I mean, like, let me stop saying that. You can get mad, but your anger is like misplaced because you accepted the trip. And now you talking about you ready to lose your job. So you telling me, right, this one trip that you've already completed is worth you losing all the other money? You must not be making that much money on this delivery app. But the fact that you are out here doing deliveries means you need money. Can you really afford to like cut off a source of income because of a temporary emotion because you're upset that this person didn't tip you? All right, listen, you got it happens, right? You got a cheap customer. It happens. It happens to the best of us. It sucks. I know. I get it, right? You're frustrated. You carried all this shit. However far you carried it, I get it. And the person was like, "Hey, listen, I know you carried all this heavy ass pieces and everything, but I'm still not tipping you." It sucks. It's part of the game, right? And on the other hand, right, from the customer's point of view, it's like, listen, I paid all this money. Why should I spend extra money when that is your job to literally bring me the shit? That's your job. That's what you're supposed to be doing. That's what you signed up for. I didn't make you get this job. I didn't apply for you. I didn't put a gun in your head and make you come in. You accepted this. So you're telling me that the stuff that I paid for with my money that you willingly accepted the job to come and pick up, you're going to take back because I'm not giving you extra money? Are you out of your fucking mind? Like I said, I see both sides of it. I get it.
At this point,
so you're gonna load all of it up.
I'm gonna load it all back up and get you guys' return.
I feel like this is just a waste of time. You're just wasting your time.
I'd rather waste my time than deal with you guys at this point. I'd rather you guys deal with another delivery person, and then you can see that they're gonna have an issue as well because you're not tipping. Then you're gonna have an issue with them as well.
Tipping is optional for a reason.
It's gonna become a cycle. It's gonna keep.
If they wanted it to be like mandatory, why didn't they make this like a thing? I don't
know. I don't make the rules for these apps. I just work for it.
Then why don't you complain to them and just give us our food?
We do complain.
Yo, listen, the man brings up a great point. Listen to me. Like, I don't know who that dude is, right? Great point from him, right? But before I get into that great point, what I do want to say is this, right? Non-tippers are the worst. Like I said, I've done deliveries, and I know non-tippers are the worst. All you non-tippers who could potentially watch this video, you guys are the worst. Respectfully, I don't mean no disrespect, but you are, right? Because these delivery guys, right, they live off their tips. And the crazy thing about non-tippers is that they are the ones who give the most problem. They do. I swear, in my personal experience, I've done deliveries before. They give the most problems. They have the most demands. They're the hardest to work with. It's always the non-tippers. If I were her, I don't know what app she's using, but you would be smart. Anytime I would see a delivery that doesn't have a tip on it already, I wouldn't accept it. I wouldn't even give it the time of day. Everybody who's watching this, if you do deliveries, right, and if you don't see a tip up front, 9 times out of 10, you're not getting one. So don't even waste your time. Don't waste your time. Leave the non-tippers alone. They're not worth it. They're not worth you potentially losing your job or getting deactivated. It's not. Forget the non-tippers. All right, back to this man's point. This man, like, he makes up a good point. Look, take it up with the delivery company. That's not why are you mad at us for? Huh. They made it optional to give you more money. We just didn't exercise the option to give you more money. You can't make it. You can't require us to give you more money when the delivery app isn't. All my delivery drivers, right? If you have such an issue with non-tippers, if it bothers you that much, complain to the company. It's not fair. You can't make company issues a customer issue. You just can't do it. You just can't. You know. If the customer want a tip, great. If they don't, you accepted the job. You know what comes with it. Just saying.
Have you not been hearing about the strikes? Do you guys not watch the news?
Do a better job.
What?
Do a better job.
I did a great job, actually. I delivered all this stuff to you. I loaded it, unloaded it, and I got it here early. So I'm confused how I didn't do a good job and why I don't deserve a tip. That's how you show your appreciation.
Well, clearly you don't deserve a tip. You're not even giving me my groceries.
Well, no, I'm not, because you guys didn't tip me. Like, what aren't you understanding?
You don't deserve a tip.
I'm sorry, but it's just the audacity coming from both. It's like the audacity coming from the both of them is like it's like mind blowing, right? Usually it's like one side, but like in this video, it's like the both of them is like fucking. It's like my head is going to explode because it's like the nerve of this woman to tell this woman that she doesn't deserve a tip after all that work she did, carrying all that shit, lugging all that shit across town, and I don't deserve a tip. Are you out of your fucking mind? Who the fuck are you to tell me what I do and don't deserve? Are you, what the fuck? And then at the same time, right, the delivery driver is like, who are you to demand anything from me? Who the fuck are you to demand anything? So just because you accepted a delivery and bought my stuff here, I must tip you? Oh, I didn't know it was mandatory. Oh, you changing the rules. So it's like, it's like the audacity from the both of them is like, it just got my head like, poof.
Optional.
Okay, I don't
just
deserve.
Because it's optional doesn't give you the right to
Great, you said I don't deserve a tip,
groceries.
so now I'm gonna return it back, and you guys can get your money back.
You're literally taking my groceries.
Yeah, I'm taking your groceries back to the store.
Stealing my groceries.
I'm taking your groceries back to the store.
Okay, so you're stealing my groceries, taking them back to the store, and then I'm gonna get you fired.
Go ahead.
Because you stole my groceries, and then I'm gonna call cops.
Okay.
That's $300 worth of charges right there. So that's a misdemeanor.
Go ahead.
It's a felony for you.
Go ahead.
I just want to I want to lay out the logic of all of this.
Listen, this lady is exaggerating. The white lady is exaggerating. She's not gonna get arrested for all that. At the very worst, she's gonna get arrested. She's not. All this. Listen. It's either she don't know the law or she don't watch the news, right? Because clearly people are like going in jewelry stores, snatching and grabbing, stealing whatever the fuck they want. You think the cops is going to give her a felony for a couple of groceries? You out of your mind? The cops is going to look at that and be like, if I don't stop wasting my time. But anyway, I don't know. It just, to me, it's not worth it. I would have been like, you know what, you're right, miss. Just take your strip. You know, I would just never pick up for her again if I was a delivery person. But the fact that, I don't know, like if you are a delivery person, right, and I don't tip you, and you think I'm just gonna stand there and watch you take my shit that I paid for just because you bought it to me, you gotta be a fucking mind. Oh, okay, you could have more than enough. Tipping is gonna be the least of your worries at this point, because now in addition to a tip, you're gonna need money for your medical bills. Cause I'm gonna whip that ass if you think you're just gonna take my shit. I paid for this. Okay, you chose to pick it up. I didn't make you pick it up. I didn't say, hey, could you do me a favor and pick up my groceries for me? No, I didn't do that. You asked. I mean, you volunteered at the hopes of getting a tip. These delivery apps need to be paying these people more money so that way this kind of stuff doesn't happen. But these delivery apps are cheap and they hiring anybody. And like, see, the thing is, right? I'm gonna let the video because we at the end. The thing is about these delivery apps, what they do is, right, they hire a bunch of people so that way they can flood the market with drivers, so that way all the cheap, low-paying, non-tip orders will get eventually picked up by somebody because they have so many drivers because they flooded the market. So that way they don't have to pay anybody very good because there's always some I don't want to be derogatory, but there's always some person who's going to accept that low-paying, non-tip order. There's always somebody desperate enough to accept it. As much as I can advocate for people not to accept these non-tip orders, there's always going to be somebody who's going to accept it. And that's what these delivery apps do. They flood the market with drivers, and there's always going to be somebody who's going to accept these non-tipped orders. And that is the reason why they flood the market. Because if everybody just stopped accepting them non-tipped orders, all the non-tippers would be either forced to tip or they wouldn't use the service. Now, me personally, right, me speaking for myself, I would be fine, right, with the non-tippers leaving the app because I wouldn't deliver food to a non-tipper. I would not tip. What if you don't tip? Why would I pay you? Why would I bring you something if you didn't tip me? Now I get it, right? If these delivery apps was paying better, then it wouldn't matter. But unfortunately, the world we live in and the way these delivery apps are set up, they're passing these extra fees on to the customer, which I personally think is wrong, right? But it's like, it's either we stop using the service or the customers are forced to tip or they're going to have issue. Is it wrong? Yes, I think it's fucked up. These delivery apps, they're assholes. They're terrible people. But a lot of them, right, if I'm being fair, a lot of them are operating in the red. A lot of them not making profit. So, you know, it's kind of fucked up all the way around.
Lay it out for me. You guys are going to get your refund back, and then you guys can deal with it.
It's more than just a refund. You've stolen.
It has nothing to do with me anymore. So once I return those back to the store, it's up to them for what they do.
All right, you know what? You take everything.
Yeah,
you take everything, and you have a great day. We are going to report this.
Go ahead.
Probably going to keep it for herself.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yo, that's crazy. She is petty. What the hell? Let me close this out. I don't know what that was, but that lady is petty. If petty was a person, I'm not, like I said, man. I see both sides of it. Right? I'm not mad at nobody, right? I'm not mad at her. I'm not mad at her for taking the shit back. I think me personally, I would have just given it because it's a waste of time. The time you're spending arguing, you could have been out doing another delivery and making more money, you know. But you know, sometimes you want to be petty. I don't know. She was in her petty bag today, and I'm not mad at her. I'm not. On the other hand, I'm not mad at the customer either because it's like, you know, you cannot demand anything from me. You're not gonna just come to my house and start demanding shit. No, we're not doing that either. So, you know, like I said, I get it. I understand both sides of it. But where do you guys fall? This video's been long enough. It's about to be 20 minutes. I didn't want my videos to be this long. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Who was in the right? Was the delivery driver in the right? Was the customer in the right? Let me know. Are you one of those non-tippers that I talked about? If you are, I'm sorry, right? But I wouldn't deliver to you. I just wouldn't. I'm sorry. Be mad at me all you want to. I do not advocate for non-tippers, but I also do not advocate for bad service. So, you know, it's kind of, you know, yin and yang. But anyway, we out here.